Hi, I'm Brad Willis, Executive Director of the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame. And there's not many things that I get to do that are more exciting than telling someone they've been selected for induction into the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame. And today, we get to do just that for Brandon Rowland, a Jackson native, a graduate of UT Martin, and a wheelchair basketball national champion, not to mention so many other great things. So how are we going to do it? Well, I made a phone call to an old radio friend, Jonathan Hutton, and we told Brandon that Jonathan was hosting a podcast called Profiles in Perseverance. Little does he know that board chair Phillip Fulmer and his entire family are waiting to spring the news on him. Brandon Rowland, a 2021 inductee into the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame. Enjoy.
Welcome to Profiles in Perseverance, a weekly podcast profiling a Tennessee athlete's steadfast approach to athletic achievement despite difficulties and conditions. I'm Jonathan Hutton, and for episode 3, we meet Brandon Rowland, a man who has accomplished more on the golf course and on the hardwood than most of us can ever dream of. And all of this despite being a double-leg amputee at the age of 7 because of a rare blood disorder. Brandon, a member of the 1999 USJ State Championship baseball team. He won 2 national titles with the Jackson Generals, where he was MVP of the National Wheelchair Basketball Association. And he was invited to try out for the U.S. wheelchair basketball team. But he's great at more than just basketball. He's also won 3 national championships competing in the National Amputee Golf Association. And he was recently inducted to the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame. Brandon, great to have you on, man. Thanks so much for being a part of the show and the new podcast.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
At the age of 6, you were diagnosed with a rare blood condition with, what, a 3% chance of survival? And I'm just, and the athletic achievements that I just mentioned come through a great competitive drive and a winning mindset, no doubt, which I think you learned early on when you were battling for your life at an early age.
I guess so. And also part of it was my friends were playing sports. I wanted to play sports, and I wanted to prove to them and everybody else that I belonged with them growing up. So played sports running around on my knees instead of prosthetics just because it was easier. And so it was good to be a part of those teams as a young person to kind of, help me as I got older with figuring growing up out and all that kind of stuff too.
When did your sports career go from, this is fun, this is an escape, I like, the competition, to, okay, I'm really good. And not only am I really good, I can take this to a national level.
I don't know if I ever made that conscious decision, but it, started playing Little League baseball on my knees. And then that led into playing basketball on my knees on the school, middle school team, and then soccer, tennis, and just being around all that wanted me to do it more. And then I guess kind of the big change was my senior year of high school. We were actually walking into a restaurant, and the wheelchair basketball team here in town had just left. And they said, they stopped my dad, because I actually walked into the restaurant on my knees, and they stopped my dad and said, "Hey, go get the guy that just went in that restaurant on his knees." And Dad came in and was like, "Brandon, there's people out here that want to talk to you." And I was like, "All right." So I went out there and I said, "Man, we play wheelchair basketball. Do you mind, riding out and playing with us a little bit?" I said, "Sure." So I actually, my first game I ever played in was the national tournament that year. Skipped my prom, junior, senior prom to go. And then it took off from there. So that was kind of the beginning of the basketball side of it.
Did you have to cancel your date to the prom?
Yeah, and she wasn't very happy about it. But I guess it was all right. We ended up getting married, so
okay.
It turned out.
What's your greatest athletic achievement? I ran through the championships and all the trophies and accolades, and not all of them, I might add. What do you consider your greatest achievement?
I really enjoyed winning the basketball national championships because it was, team oriented. I like the feeling of everybody getting to win versus golf. Don't get me wrong, I love winning on the golf course, but it's just me. And so everybody else loses, so to speak. But our back-to-back national championships was a lot of fun. And the basketball I enjoyed the most. It was just I got started at a later age, and maybe didn't get to play as much as I wanted to, but that was also part of getting older and falling more in love with golf as well.
We're with Brandon Rowland. Profiles in Perseverance is the new podcast, a chance to go a layer or two deeper, profiling a Tennessee athlete's steadfast approach to athletic achievement. And we add some layers to the athletic achievement today here on the show. And we welcome in Coach Phillip Fulmer, who has joined the chat with us with Brandon Rowland. Coach, how are you?
I am just fine, and I hope you guys are.
Absolutely.
And Brandon's there with you on it?
Yeah, and ironically, I actually met Coach Fulmer when I was a senior in high school. Larry Marmey had us up to had me interview with you for a trainer position. And unfortunately, my prosthetics at the time, I couldn't really navigate Knoxville very well, and I had to pass on it. I always hated that, but we have met before. It was about probably 21 years ago or so, 22 years ago.
We probably both changed a little bit since then, I would guess, huh?
Yeah, hair's changed a little bit.
Well, I lost you there for a second, but I've heard about you from a number of our people on our committee and everything, Brandon, and I was really few days ago blessed to read your entire story, and how you give back to the community in so many ways, and just enjoy life and friends and family, and not let your disabilities slow you down one bit. I loved your story right up until I read that you were kind of a Steve Spurrier acting kind of coach on the sideline there.
Yeah.
Steve, I'm kidding. Steve and I are good friends, and you had great success there in your time. So that's wonderful. I'm sure you enjoyed UT Martin, and it looks like you achieved a whole bunch there as well. As the most athletic Pike, that's pretty darn impressive in itself, and all the other awards that you're able to earn. And I was reading about your golf your time. It's amazing what you were able to accomplish in your golf and your wheelchair basketball and the Olympic thing, and you just got so much to be proud of. And I hear you play a pretty good Rocky Top on the piano too.
Yeah.
You still work on that?
Every once in a while, I actually do, just make sure I can still do it.
Yeah. Tell me what it was like to be one of the 19 torchbearers on the Olympic flame that passed through Jackson. That had to be special.
That was really cool. And my sister got to go along with me, that was a lot of fun. And it was an incredible honor. And the funny part about it was I had on pants, and they had these escorts with you. And when they handed me the torch, these guys were like, "All right, you're fixing to take off running, aren't you?" And I was like, "No, I'm going to walk." And they're like, "Well, why aren't you going to run?" I said, "Well, I can run, but I don't want to." And they thought I was some kind of like track star or something, I guess. And so it was pretty funny, because even if I could have ran as fast as I wanted to, I'd rather walked and enjoyed it, because that was probably a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah, that had to be special. And then all the wheelchair basketball that you became such a great player at. And tell me about playing on those international teams. That had to be special.
It has been fun, and it's I don't know. I'm just always been thankful for the opportunities to do it. And then, because somewhat ironically, my dad always told me, sports for me weren't going to be an option. Obviously, professionally, not many people are anyway. But he, always talking to me about academics, and I wasn't as serious about academics as I was at sports at one time, but it's been somewhat ironic that I've been able to travel the country and parts of the world to play sports. So it's kind of like I laugh at him from time to time that I've been able to do that.
Well, you've impacted a lot of people, with your attitude and your effort and competitive spirit, and I just congratulate you on that. And
thank you.
That sounds like you've always been a competitor growing up all the way through, and that makes life a lot of fun. So it's my responsibility and honor today to say congratulations to you. I don't know how much you know about any of this even going on, but you are a new member of the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame. And we're proud, as chairman, we're proud to have you join an elite group, and we'll have a wonderful, wonderful time. And congratulations.
Thank you very much. I had no idea any of this was going on, and I thought when I saw some of my family click on here, I thought it was getting a little strange, but I still didn't know what was going on.
Well,
and Jonathan may have a podcast, but I don't know about podcasts. I've never been on one, but I didn't know you did it over Zoom. So I was like, well, I guess dude, I don't know.
Yeah, I think
was the podcast real or no?
I think we can use it as a podcast if we want to, right?
Yeah, I think we will podcast this, but I think this may be the first and only episode of Hutton hosting.
That's funny.
Well, there's so many people that you've touched, and so many people that have touched you, and I hope you will enjoy this. We need to get COVID out of here,
yes,
and do all that. But your family and everybody that's been in your life has just made such an impact around Jackson and West Tennessee and the state of Tennessee, and really, as we were talking about, nationally and internationally. And you took many, many challenges on head first, and were able to overcome them and get to this place in your life that you're just doing wonderfully, and you're influencing a lot of people, young people, but also school children and other people.
Well, I appreciate it. And when Mom and Dad mentioned that Kyle Spurgeon and Dr. Keith Carter wanted to nominate me, I was obviously very thankful to be nominated, but I want to tell the committee or however it was voted on that obviously I appreciate it, but also that kind of like with the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame, that I more appreciate that it acknowledges that people with disabilities are athletes too, and can make impacts. And then, so I hope that, it'll continue to go that way. And then maybe some other folks with disabilities or younger people out there maybe can keep pursuing their dreams and find outlets like, wheelchair basketball or amputee golf or whatever it is.
Well, you've made it happen and represented well. And congratulations to you.
I
appreciate it. This is crazy.
Brad Willis is with us from the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame. Brad, give Brandon the details of what's in store over the next couple of months.
Absolutely. Brandon, we're thrilled to have you. And as Coach Fulmer mentioned, Kyle Spurgeon, one of our board members from right there in Jackson, was very instrumental in, bringing your story to us. So many times there are great stories like yours that we're just absolutely dying to hear about, and yours just absolutely took us all. And so many people were just thrilled with your story and felt you were incredibly deserving. So congratulations.
Thank you.
As we get through the summer, we're going to be putting together a special. As Coach mentioned, with the pandemic in place, we're still trending toward kind of a virtual induction. But we were excited to be able to put so many of your friends and family on this call.
Yeah.
And a little bit of a sleight of hand to try to get you on the board.
It worked.
But we're very, very excited. We've only announced one other member of this class so far. That's Mike Caldwell. that played linebacker at MTSU and is currently a inside linebackers coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And so we're rolling this class out over the next few weeks. And like I said, just couldn't be more excited to have you as part of this group.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Brandon.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm glad you didn't ask me too many questions about the podcast before we started recording today. So.
Well, you started off pretty strong, and I was like, well, all right. I guess, I mean, like I said, I've never been on a podcast, so I didn't know. Luckily, I wasn't in my underwear or something.
Hey,
that's when you know it's a true podcast.
Full disclosure, I want to give you a little background on how this happened.
Yes.
Okay.
I've been fortunate to be a member of the board for a couple of years now, and just absolutely a fantastic group of people. And being a sports fan, it's just great to be on a call with Coach Fulmer here and seeing Jonathan and working with Brad and being a part of a nomination process where folks get to go into this Hall of Fame. So as a West Tennessee representative, I emailed several of my friends telling them, I've got this role and I want to make sure West Tennessee, Jackson's well represented in the Hall. Who do you think we should recommend? And Keith Carver emailed me back. He said, what about Brandon? And I will tell you, I was mad at myself because I missed it. That should have been a no-brainer that I should have not emailed anyone and said, we're going to nominate Brandon. But I may have facilitated it. Keith Carver was the guy who had the idea. I don't think he was able to be on the call this morning, but he is a huge fan. And I will tell you, through our West Tennessee discussions on the nominating process, and when your name came to the full board, and Coach Fulmer and Brad can validate this, there actually was not enough. There was a lot of discussion, but it was very apparent that you were going in. It was all very, very positive discussion.
Wow.
Almost about, why we waited so long. And the only reason we waited so long is you're not very old. I know you said a lot of younger folks, but I'm
getting there.
I see gray hair on both sides. It'll eventually take over the whole thing. But from someone that works at the chamber here and is involved in this community in West Tennessee, it's an honor to be associated with this, but more importantly, congratulations to you.
Thank you. I can't thank you enough. Like I said, I didn't think anything about it when you texted or called the other day. And then I was like, y'all did an excellent job with this. I knew something was going on with my parents and people started popping up, but I feel bad. I'm sure my wife knew, but I didn't even tell her I was doing this. I don't think so. She's working, but that's all right.
Well, Brad, you've got it. You've taped it, right?
I do. Yeah. I'm gonna podcast this later. I'll probably put it up on YouTube and send it out on Facebook, and I'll make sure to send you a link. I'll get your number from Kyle, and I'll reach out to you later because I've got to get some more information from you. And like I said, we're getting ready to put together some things that we hope will have complete around middle of June. And so I'll reach out to you and get some more information. I'll make sure you get a copy of this.
All right. Well, I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. This is wild.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks
Bye-bye.
Thanks to Coach Fulmer. Thanks to Kyle Spurgeon. Thanks to Jonathan Hutton for helping us put this together. And again, Brandon, congratulations. You're a 2021 member of the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame, and you're very deserving, and we're looking forward to learning more about you soon.
Wow. Thank y'all.
Take care.
All right. See ya.
Congrats, Brandon.
Thanks, John.